Hi everyone, this is Anshula Jain and welcome back to TechiAnshi. Today we are going to talk about Data Literacy 101, where we deep dive into why data will drive the world in future and why it is important for you, even if you are not a data analyst, to learn about data and be data literate. Before we get into the video, it's important to understand the meaning of data literacy. Now, as you all must already know, literacy means the ability to read and write. Similarly, data literacy means the ability to understand and communicate effectively with data. Now, understanding of data would come by having knowledge about the data and practicing data techniques. However, communication is also one of the important piece of this puzzle and we will talk about it in this video. Now, why are we talking about data literacy? In one of the surveys that Gartner conducted recently, data literacy is ranked as the second biggest roadblock to the success of any company. You can look at any of the major companies which is collecting a huge amount of data. And if they are not able to leverage this data or is able to take actions and decisions based out of this data, then they are definitely on a path of extinction, which is not something that any company would want to do. Hence, data literacy is the most important for any company to survive in this cutthroat competition. Now, a lot of people say that I am not a data analyst and so data is not my responsibility. Data is everyone's responsibility. You no longer need to be an analyst to work with the data. The reason why it is so, because if you are a business user, what you know about your data or about your business is something that no analyst would ever know because they lack the context. With years of experience in the particular domain that you're working on, you can easily find out different valuable insights from simple data which any analyst would find it difficult to reach to. So just be curious enough to find insights from data. I would say this again, that data is everybody's responsibility and not just of a data analyst. Now, how to improve your data literacy? Improving data literacy is a continuous process. This requires a lot of time and effort. I'll just briefly break this into a few steps so that you can understand how you can improve on your data literacy skills. Start by learning basics. Now, if you want to be data literate, you need to understand the basic building blocks of data. Understand what are the different data types, from which all different sources you can get the data. What are the different data collection methods? Understand about various techniques that people use to analyze data, and finally also know about some visualization tools. Practice with a real world example. Now, when you are starting to learn about data, it is important to get submerged or relate to a particular data. If you're unable to relate to a data, you will not be able to interpret or analyze anything out of that data. Try to attend training programs and courses. Now, in this world, there is a plethora of training programs and courses that are available for free or for a minimal amount of charge. It's important to leverage these online platforms and the courses that they are offering, or try to enroll into a certification and improve upon your skills. Use some kind of a data visualization tools. Now, using a data visualization tool, for example, Tableau, Excel, Power BI, PowerPoint presentation, to create a chart or a graph is also an important skill because it will help you see the data in a very visual format. So the things and the patterns and the trends that you cannot see usually in a number or in a normal data is something that the visualization tool will help you enable. So try to use a visualization tool. Try to collaborate with your colleagues and other professionals who share a similar knowledge and learn from them. This will help you not just gain insights into data, but it will also help you in the longer run to ask questions and be curious about data. And finally, the most important one is to stay up to date. Now, how do you stay up to date, right? There is a lot of information that's flowing in and around. Try to attend conferences, read articles or blogs, participate in some online forums and communities. Try to stay active on social medias where you're listening about data. This is how you can improve upon your data literacy. But this really requires you to be consistent, right? Put in efforts and practice. As I said, data literacy is an essential skill and you can benefit from it personally and professionally. Now let's talk about data literacy and its relationship to communication. The chief economist at Google, Hal Varian, said the ability to take data, to be able to understand it, process it, to extract value from it, visualize it, and to communicate it, that's going to be a hugely important skill in the next decade. You can know about data, you can create great insights out of it, but until and unless you are able to effectively communicate this information to your audience or to your listener, this insight is possibly lost in the communication. The communication is not determined by how well you are able to say something, but it actually depends on how well you have understood the thing on your own. This has happened with me personally. So while I was in college and we had exams nearby, even though I did not understand a particular topic clearly, I would try to teach it to somebody else. And they will not be able to understand what I'm trying to say, but in the process of telling them something, my own concepts would become a little bit more clearer, right? So until and unless you yourself understand something, probably you are not going to communicate it to the other and they are not going to understand or have the same insight as you are, because the communication process is the key for the other person to get the same insight as you are getting. The first important step while you're trying to communicate your insight is to understand your audience. Now, before you start communicating with data, it's important to take a step back, understand who your audience is, what is their background, what is their experience like, and then tailor your communication method so that you are able to help them understand whatever you are trying to showcase. Shift your approach from just informing to communicating. Now, how is informing different from communicating? The goal of informing is to ensure that the information is received by the person who is your audience. However, the goal of communicating is to ensure that your audience or your listener understands the meaning and is also able to take an action out of it. For example, if you work them through a particular chart, you show them the different insights and guide them on how they can do it themselves next time. This is how you are able to communicate with your data in a much better way. Use an effective data visualization tool. I cannot stress upon this any much more since I myself am a data visualization expert. Choosing the most appropriate data visualization for your audience to convey the message is very important. A lot of people would try to create different kinds of charts and like visuals, which are very difficult to comprehend and understand. Rather, you just try to keep it simple, create simple bar charts, line charts, simple visual representation that can help you communicate your insights should be good. Use different storytelling techniques. Now, using storytelling techniques to connect with your audience makes your insights more relatable. Now, if you are able to tell something with a proper message, with a clear, concise message, supporting that message, if you are able to give an insight and are able to conclude the whole thing with some key takeaways, which is your basic process of storytelling, then you are kind of igniting a thought like a bulb in their head, right? Which is the best way for the other person to relate to your story. Hence, storytelling with data is also important. Please do let me know if you want me to cover storytelling techniques in another video on my channel. I would love to do that. And finally, motivate your audience to take actions with data. Just don't leave them hanging by telling what you have uncovered out of this data. Give them a method and a way so that they can go back and deep dive and drill down further to take actions with the same data. Now that we have understood what data literacy is and how do you communicate with data, here is why data literacy is important. Number one, it helps you make better decisions. If you're taking informed decision based on what the data is telling you, you can definitely rely on it and not just on your intuition or your gut feeling, right? It helps you take actions and make better decisions based on what the data is telling you. It helps you in improved communication. Data literacy skill allows individuals to communicate data insights more effectively to others, whether it is through some charts, graphs, or any kind of a return report. It also increases productivity. How? With data literacy skills, individuals can quickly and accurately analyze data, which leads to a more efficient and an effective work process. And thus, even the employees at an organization would enjoy working with data because that gives them more stake into what they are offering at a particular company. Finally, it reduces cost of an organization because now you no longer have to employ a new person to take care of your data needs. It's your own people who can take care of any kind of data related problems. Data literacy also helps you in personal development. Having a data literacy skill on your resume is a plus in the current job market, and individuals who possess them are more successful usually in their careers. To sum up the whole conversation, I would like to say learn data. Be mindful that there are no jobs in the future which would not require you to have hands-on data. Do not waste your time by just running around and just believing your gut to make decisions. Rather, make more informed decisions, get your competitive edge on, and you should be able to make bigger revolutions. Data literacy 101 today. This video covers everything that you need to know if you are getting started on this new journey towards data. Do not think that it's a tough journey. I would say this is one of the easiest thing that you can add to your skill set and be more relevant in the market. With all that I said today, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you want me to create a new video which talks about data storytelling, please do comment in the comment section. Thank you so much everybody for being committed to this video till the end. Just want you to know, please reach out to me. I'm available on LinkedIn and Twitter for any kind of help and support that I can leverage to you guys. Thanks again. Keep watching TechiAnshi.